Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. About to get into my post-fight reaction and breakdown to Ben Rodriguez brutally knocking out Antonio Vargas in round 6. But before we get into all of that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,500 mark. About to get into that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Oh boy, we had a hell of a fight today, man. Shout out to Antonio Vargas. Shout out to Jesse Ben Rodriguez for becoming a 3 division champion and only being 26 years old. It kind of gives Wilfred Benitez vibes, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? In terms of winning in that many divisions and being as young as you are and still having a good amount of time to go. You feel what I'm saying? Great fight from Antonio Vargas, man. Shout out to him. I didn't really get to watch him too much outside of a little bit of film study that I've done. But he got some respect out of me, man. Definitely got some respect out of me. He had a brilliant game plan, to be honest with you, man. And I can see exactly what that was. It was just him being, high output. Being a little physical in there with Ben Rodriguez, man, recognizing that it's a fight. And I think he understood that Ben was the more skilled technician, and he just wanted to take that away from him to make him feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I definitely saw that. Seeing Antonio Vargas leading in with his head on a few of the exchanges, seeing a couple headbutts landed, but, neither one of them was too affected by it based off of what I saw. Antonio Vargas started off really well. He was punching in combinations, and the thing about Antonio Vargas that made it difficult was he wasn't really loading up on him. He wasn't telegraphing them. So it was very hard for Ben Rodriguez to pick up exactly what punches were going to come and what shots to really counter, because it wasn't many moments where Antonio Vargas was throwing single shots that could easily be countered or 2-punch combinations. I'm saying Antonio Vargas punched 4, 5, 6 punch combinations, and in certain moments throughout those early rounds, it looked like Ben was overwhelmed by the volume, the size. You could tell that this was definitely a new weight class for Ben. To be honest with you, and we're gonna get into this in after the breakdown. But this does let you know that size does play a part in these fights. You know what I'm saying? Bam definitely felt the effects after the fight. He said that he definitely felt the power from Antonio Vargas. He didn't expect him to have that much power, but it could have, it might not necessarily be that Antonio Vargas is powerful. It could just come down to the fact that Antonio Vargas is significantly bigger than Bam. You know what I'm saying? So you may not be a big puncher, but if you're punching a guy if you're hitting a guy with clean shots that may have been a lot smaller than you, or at least coming up in weight and is not truly acclimated to the division, you're going to feel the effects of the shots. You know what I'm saying? Another good thing that I saw Antonio Vargas do, besides, being physical, showcasing his presence in terms of being a bigger man, overwhelming Bam with volume punching. I also saw him neutralizing Bam's angles throughout certain points of the fight. You know what I mean? Turning with Bam and coming off with a combination to throw off his momentum. And in those early rounds, Antonio Vargas definitely had success throwing off Bam's rhythm, Bam's momentum. Bam is somebody who really thrives off of rhythm, with the angles, the combinations, the sharp jab. Is like the quicker he picks up the rhythm, the uglier it's going to get. And I thought Antonio Vargas did a great job, and, turning with Bam immediately, throwing off a combination to throw off his momentum. And he had some success, man. I gave Antonio Vargas a few rounds, to be honest with you. I think it was at least like 2 or 3 that I gave him going into that 6th round. And, one thing I saw Bam do that let me know that he is an absolute problem. I saw him stay calm. I see him truly believing in his abilities and just, not getting overly frustrated. You know what I mean? I still see him sticking to his plan. You know what I mean? Slipping in counters, slipping and shooting nice counters off of the left hand. I seen him utilizing a great jab, and he was diversifying his jab as well. Of course, he got that fast, sharp jab, but then I also see him, poking with the jab to try to find some type of openings. And boom, early in the fight, I believe, was it the 4th or the 5th round? I think it was the 5th round. Let me go ahead and try to find that clip. I'm not going to show it because you already know they're going to, they be hating. they definitely be hating on my channel. But let me see where I could get that one knockdown at. This one right here. No, that was the knockdown that started it all. No, that was the knockdown that actually ended the fight. I want to get into the first knockdown. All right. Let me see. Ooh, that was an ugly shot. Yeah, in the fifth round, it looked like Bam had on some awkward shit. That was an awkward shot, to be honest with you. He threw an overhand left that had caught Antonio Vargas square on the chin. Um, he went down, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm surprised Antonio. Yeah, Bam knocked him out in 6 rounds, bro. And congratulations to the Knicks as well. He went down very hard off of that overhand left. Um, I didn't think Antonio was going to get up, to be honest with you. The way that he was laid out on the canvas, you could tell it definitely had an effect on him. But much credit to Antonio Vargas, man. It could be the size advantage, it could be the dude's conditioning. I don't know what it was that helped him get off of that canvas, but he got up off of the canvas. And not only that, but he resumed doing what he was doing in the early rounds. And, having some moments against Bam after getting knocked down. You feel what I'm saying? So that was impressive, to be honest with you. But then from there, it was all downhill. Bam just continued to be himself. He was trying to get him out of there in the fifth round, but Antonio Vargas did a great job in holding Bam, smothering Bam, not allowing him to get any more big shots off. The round ended. So I was thinking, okay, we definitely got ourselves a fight on our hands. But Bam, just being who he is, he stood calm, he stood, relaxed, and he continued to let the offense flow. And it was a beautiful combination from Bam Rodriguez, man. How the way it looked is like he shot a 1-2-3-4. Whatever y'all want to call it. Some people call it a 1-2-3-2, 1-2-3-4, whatever the case is. It was a beautifully executed shot. Jabbed upstairs, left hand to the body, hook up top, left hand right down the middle, and it hit Vargas square on his chin, man. Like the force that Bam got on that shot and exactly where it was placed, that would knock most people out. When you get hit square on the chin like that, man, it don't take much to really put somebody lights out when you place a shot right there, man. That boy Antonio Vargas looked like that boy did the Tim Tebow. That boy did the Tim Tebow, man. And I knew from there he wasn't going to be able to get up. You could tell Antonio Vargas wanted to continue pushing through, but he the sharpness, the accuracy of Bam, the creativeness. Is that a word? His creativity offensively definitely caught up to Antonio, and there was only so much Antonio could take. They were bringing up stats that he had gotten dropped in his last 3 fights. You know what I mean? So that boy Antonio Vargas may have a chin problem, but one thing I am going to say in all honesty is that dude Antonio Vargas may very well become a champion at 118 pounds again. That dude is a decorated amateur from what I understand, and he got a solid toolbox, man. He gave Bam some real trouble. Man. So I like what I saw. I love what Antonio Vargas brought to the table. You could tell he was genuinely coming in to win. Hold on, real quick, y'all. It's a lot going on right now. Bam put belt to ass. He definitely did. Shout out to Mercer Alvarez, San Antonio in the building. She said Bam 3-time world champion. Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Bam is a phenomenal fighter, bro. Definitely showed some little weaknesses today. So if I'm not you anyway, I'm definitely looking at that and I'm like, okay, that gives him problems. And what seemed to give Bam problems was the work rate, the volume. Um, Not really giving being first, not really giving you look like moments, being physical. And when you had that size advantage, that definitely helps too. I think that really played a role today. Bam definitely felt the difference in size. You know what I mean? And 3 pounds does make a difference, man. You know what I mean? A 115 guy and a 118 guy could be boiling down from two totally different weights. And I think we saw that tonight. But Bam stood composed. You know what I mean? Didn't panic whatsoever. Didn't get frustrated. Didn't throw away the game plan. I seen him stay relaxed behind his offense. He believed in his corner, his instructions, and man, that was a brutal knockout. Brutal knockout. You know what I'm saying? So, salute to Bam. One of my, very, very this is one of my favorite fighters actively in boxing today. You know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful to see him win. What's next for Bam Rodriguez? I wouldn't jump into a Naoya Inoue fight right away. You know what I mean? You just got your feet wet at 118 pounds and was able to win a world title in the process. But to be honest with you, I would look at Tacoma Inoue before I would look at Naoya. I think that if Bam were to go ahead and fight Tacoma Inoue and actually beat him, that could definitely build a storyline for you seeing Naoya Inoue at the end. Bam says he wants to retire in his early 30s. I think he said 30 years old, to be honest with you. He's 26. He got 4 years left in the game. I don't know how much longer Naoya is going to be boxing, because he has accomplished a whole lot. So eventually he may want to ride off into the sunset, but still a great fight. I think that he shouldn't just immediately jump up to 122. I think that would be a mistake. I think he felt the effects of moving up to 118, so 122 might be a little bit of a process for him. Naoya Inoue took his time moving up. You know what I mean? He didn't really rush his process, so I don't think anybody should expect Jesse to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on the whole situation. I think Naoya Inoue is a bad style matchup for Bam, just based off of what we've seen today and just what I've seen previously. But regardless, Bam is a phenomenal fighter. What he decides to do next, that's on him. And if we get Naoya Inoue versus Bam next, that's a beautiful fight, man. We talking about two of the top, pound for pound fighters of the world. And if Bam is somehow, some way able to get that win against Naoya Inoue, you are talking about the best fighter in the world right there. Absolutely insane. You know what I'm saying? But Bam got, I just don't really like this whole thing because, there's people out here that's saying that Shakur and fucking Devin Haney doesn't make sense right now because they're not in the same weight class and this fight needs to marinate, blah, blah, blah. We just seen Chris Mannix saying that shit the other day. So based off of that, why wouldn't that apply to this situation? But whatever, man. Great fight. Shout out to Antonio Vargas. You did what you could with what you had, brother. It was great. Great game plan from your team. You had the right idea, but Bam's just a different mindset at the end of the day, man. The accuracy, the sharpness, the reaction time from Bam is very much impressive, man. The angles were absolutely beautiful. I think if Bam is going to be an angle type guy, I think he should be an angle guy through and through. You know what I mean? Because I do feel like he uses the angles a lot to set up his offense. I think he should be using his angles, on some defensive shit as well. And I've seen him do it at times, but I think it could be a lot more consistent. It seems like he relies on his high guard a lot, defensively. And, there's some people that have effective high guards, but I would rather you use your angles and make motherfuckers miss shots completely rather than catching them on the high guard and still receiving some type of damage. That's just me, though. Great accuracy from Bam, great punching power, great punch placement. You know what I mean? Good defensive awareness. He definitely got touched up a little bit, but you know what I mean? If you're punching in between somebody's shots, you could have some success, man. So it was a great back and forth. I genuinely enjoyed that fight. You know what I mean? Let me see. Who is that? Lorenzo said he should unify against Tacoma. Attention, Nasukawa. I mean, look, he gonna have to see them Asian motherfuckers eventually, bro. You know what I mean? Them smaller weight classes, them Asians be doing their thing. So he might have to take a trip out. He might have to take a trip out Tokyo and get some shit done. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of great fights for Ben. You know what I mean? Where he could continue to win. Move up. The rankings and really make a name for himself before it's all said and done. You feel what I'm saying? But great overall performance from Bam. Let me see. Justin Jackson said, "How do you feel about Pacheco and Emmanuel Lim?" I don't care for it. I mean, I'm pretty much on the same boat as you, man. To be honest with you, I'm kind of disappointed with Diego Pacheco. This was some. He was actually one of my favorite. I still fuck with Diego Pacheco. You know what I mean? I love his abilities. I think he has a shit ton of potential, but I just don't agree with how the way he's moving at this point in time. Pulling out of the Hamza Shiraz world title bout. Uh, just to go ahead and fight Emmanuel Lim, who's coming off of a loss not too long ago for Lester Martinez. I don't really understand it, but I just think that in my mind, it just seems like Diego Pacheco he feels like he's not ready yet. That's what that tells me, that he's not ready yet. And he wants to give himself a little bit more time before he jumps out there and fights the elite level guys. You know what I mean? That's just what it comes across to me. That's what it comes across as to me. Diego Pacheco is 25 years old, so maybe he feels like, he needs a little bit more developing. Uh, yeah, I seen that he had changed coaches as well. I don't know exactly what's going on over there, man. Seemed like he was doing well with David Benavidez, and I guess he felt like he needed to change. I don't know exactly what the situation is. Rayo left them as well. Um, let's see who is Diego Pacheco's trainer. Who is he training with now? I could have sworn he was with Buddy McGirt. Yeah, I mean, he probably with Buddy McGirt or whatever the case is, but man, he probably feels like he needs more time to build some type of chemistry with Buddy McGirt. Maybe he needs to get more used to the training regimen. I don't know. But I seen Emmanuel Lee was talking that shit. I seen Diego Pacheco wasn't, biting his tongue neither. I heard Diego Pacheco say, "Nigga, Diego, you better chill, bro. I already know what take time you want. You one of them dudes that just be talking, however, and motherfuckers don't be checking you and shit like that because you Mexican. But you gotta relax saying that shit on a national, like on television. You feel what I'm saying? That's definitely not a good look. You know what I mean? You already done shitted on, your Mexican people. You already shitted on your La Raza talking shit about Mexican fighters and shit like that. So you shouldn't be, even touching that word. Shouldn't be touching that word at all. You feel what I'm saying? But motherfuckers gonna do what they do. It is what it is. Y'all motherfuckers was letting Ryan Garcia say all that bullshit. Y'all was saying letting Teofimo Lopez say all that bullshit. Y'all was just laughing at it and why y'all be letting words bother y'all so much, man? So now y'all give motherfuckers like Diego Pacheco confidence to say that type of shit to a black man on fucking television for that thousands of people were watching tonight. That's what he said, trying to get adjusted. I mean, well, you know what? This what I'm gonna say, Eric. I would rather a motherfucker be honest and transparent about, you know, just wanting to get adjusted to a situation rather than taking a fight, losing and then make all these excuses like, oh man, well, I wasn't ready. I just wasn't adjusted to my trainer. Me and my trainer didn't really have any chemistry. I wasn't, it was a lot of things. I was overwhelmed. So I'd rather a motherfucker fall back. Get adjusted, be in the best spot mentally, and then take that jump. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I would rather a fighter do. So if he's open, he's honest about it. You know what I mean? If he's open and honest about it, then I could respect that. Like, yo, look, man, like while I was given this world title opportunity, you know what I mean? I had a falling out with my trainer. I had to go get another trainer. I had to get adjusted. I'm openly getting adjusted to this trainer right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I need some time before I go ahead and just take that big step. Because once I take that big step, ain't no stepping back. You know what I mean? He said, I'm not a fan of Buddy Nutass. Damn. I never heard nobody talk crazy about Buddy McGirt. I don't know, man. Buddy McGirt done been around for a while. He was a solid fighter, too. He was a solid fighter. Been around for a while. He done coached a lot of people, man. Coached a lot of people. I don't recall him ever building any fighters to become a world champion, but he's worked with a lot of world-class fighters. So, I don't know what it is that you don't like about Buddy McGirt, but he's definitely stamped. well-known, universally recognized as one of the top coaches in the game right now. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, you like Diego Benavidez Sr.? Yeah, me too. I thought he was progressing really well. I think with that David Benavidez sparring and shit like that, he was really, progressing. But I don't know, man. Maybe there was some, because Rayo left them too. So I don't know. You know what it be sometimes? A lot of them dudes, when they get to a certain point in their career, they don't want to be second or to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So for example, let's say, you coming up under Bozy Ennis, right? Shout out to my OG Bo. You come in, you training with Bozy Ennis and stuff like that, but then it gets to a point where you become a world champion, right? And you start getting involved in all these mega fights, or you're on the cusp of winning the world title. It gets to the point where I was like, all right, like I need my team to solely focus on me. You know what I mean? Like I can't play second to nobody. Like I need to create my own team. I need to create my own world. So I mean, if you under somebody's wing, like a David Benavidez, a Jerron Ennis, or whatever the case is, you might not get that individual attention that you're looking for. You know what I mean? And that might have been why Keyshawn Davis left Bomac and them. Because he's like, all right, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I see all these motherfuckers out here just, having their own teams to themselves. And, you know what I mean? That team solely focuses on them. With Bomac, you know what I'm saying? You got Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and remove myself from this situation. Let me develop my own team and just go from there. And if you really peep, like a lot of these top fighters have coaches that solely focus on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd Mayweather, when he was with his father, you ain't really hear Floyd seeing training nobody except his son. You know what I mean? Like Floyd Schofield and his pop. You don't really see him training nobody but his son. Uh Angel and Danny Garcia. Angel only trained, Danny. A lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people. So maybe that's what they felt like they needed in that moment. Maybe that's what Pacheco felt like he needed. This shit is ridiculous, y'all. My fault. Shit. No. Shit just so frustrating because I don't never start really having like allergies and shit until I get home and it hit nighttime. Never during the morning, never during the afternoon. I'm saying it's always at nighttime that my allergies just start tweaking. I don't know why. Like this crib, I got air purifiers everywhere. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like shit, teary eyes. So I got teary eye, I got a runny nose. It's like I just had a pop of Claritin. And I hate taking meds, bro. Shit is so annoying. Eric Dallas say he's a one-trick pony type trainer. What has he produced? You just said it, Mazuma. By the way, I'm a 54-year-old cat from South Philly. I know a little bit about boxing, not a trainer or a fighter, just been around. What part of South Philly you from, brother? I don't think you ever told me you was from Philly. That's what's up. Salute. The OG from the P, you heard? I used to be down South Philly all the time. I actually like being down South Philly. I like how community oriented. I like how they're oriented as a community in South Philly, like especially like where the Italians live. They be hanging up the Christmas lights around they crib on they blocks and be chilling over there. I like how it is over there. In North, it'd be like, oh, okay, you said 20th and Tasker. Oh, all right. Shout out Jamil, man. You live in Dallas now. Damn, that's a hell of a switch up, man. Philly to Texas, that gotta be like a what they call that, a culture shock. Shit, like two totally different worlds from what I heard. 20th and Tasker though. Logan in the building. Where? That's where my girl from. She from Logan. Okay, okay. Oh, truck driver. That'll do it. I used to be down like 30 something in Tasker playing ball. Is it like 32nd in Tasker? Let me see. I'm gonna check real quick. I used to love playing ball down there. It was always cool. Was it 32nd? 33rd? Nah, I got it wrong. I gotta see. Where was that? 31st? Was it 22nd? Nah, it was a ball court. Mm-mm. I used to be down Tasker for sure. They had a really nice basketball court down there. Damn. Is it Ralph Brooks? I think it was 20th in Tasker, right? Yeah, I used to be down there. Yeah, I used to play ball down 20th and Tasker. Yup. Sure did. Actually, Boost Media Workout was on 20th and Tasker. That's the crazy part. Boost Media Workout, they put a boxing ring on that park. What? Yo, we really got Philly in the building. I never knew how to pronounce that though. 13th and what is that? Ludon? Yeah, I ain't gonna say where my girl from, but that shit not too far from. Mm-hmm. That's funny, man. Yeah, I used to play ball down there, man. They renovated the basketball courts, and I felt like only South Philly had the renovated basketball courts for a long time. They just started renovating the Jones in North, but like South Philly had us beat. I'm like, damn, we just gonna have to travel down there. Before that, South Philly had some basketball courts under the 95. So if it rained, whatever the case is, we could still ball. So I used to love going down there too. I'm trying to tell you, I used to be down there heavy. And plus, I used to do food delivery, so I was always down there. I used to make a lot of money down there, bro. J Day said, my boy Justin Jackson said, what's next for Ben Medina or Tacoma? I would like to see him fight Tacoma anyway, man. I think that'll be a big fight down in Japan. I mean, Japan, they're really big on boxing over there and being very respectful. So I'm sure Bam has always said that he wanted to fight in Tokyo. So, I mean, if that's on his list and he only got like 4 years left on his career, according to him, then he needs to go ahead and go for it, man. I don't really think it's Loudon. Oh, okay, it's pronounced Loudon. This whole time, I used to see the street name all the time and never knew how to pronounce it. So I'm glad you told me. That's what's up, bro. Shout out to my Logan niggas, man. I used to live up For a while when I first had my son, I was living further up. I was all the way up. I was in Cheltenham, bro. I was up Elkins Park. And when you driving up Broad, you always got passed by Logan. That gas station right there, expensive as shit. That gas station on Broad Street, right off Logan, shit, always expensive than the motherfucker. Um, yeah, I would like to see him go after Tacoma anyway, man. Because look, you know, if his main goal is to fight now, you want anyway before it's all said and done, and you want to attach it, your name already attached to him. But imagine if you go to Japan and you beat up his brother. You're gonna put Naiwa in a situation where he gotta see you, and that should be your goal. He might already want to fight you, but if you beat his brother, them niggas ain't gonna be able to let him breathe without bringing up your name. So I like to see that. To be real, I never really watched Tacoma fight all like that. So I'm gonna ask the chat. My boy Lorenzo down in Japan right now. Does Bam beat Tacoma? I never really seen Tacoma rumble all like that. Is he like his brother? Is he not like his brother? Is this a winnable fight for Bam? Is this a tough fight for Bam? Let me know. Tacoma is good, probably the best on 118. Okay. Sunoco, yeah, I fucking hate that shit. I hate Sunoco in general. I remember the one time boy was talking about, yo, Pop, can I pump your gas? I'm like, no, I'm cool, bro. He was like, yo, I fuck with your lay, bro. I fuck with your lay. He just wanted to keep talking to me. I'm like, bro, I got this motherfucking thing on me. Pause. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Nigga, you started talking about my sneakers and all that shit. I'm like, nigga, I'm the wrong one. I air this fucking Sunoco out, nigga, to make it home to my son. You crazy as shit. It was late too. It was like 1 in the morning. That's when I first started messing with my girl. I had just left her crib. Some late night shit. Fuck, I need gas. Bro, I fuck with your lay, bro. Oh, yeah. Your lay in Philly mean outfit. So if a nigga say like you lay tough, I mean they like your outfit. If they say you lay ass, they don't like your outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I will air this fucking. All right. Eric Dallas, I never seen him fight neither. Jay says very winnable. Okay. Bam could beat him for sure. Okay. Well, he should go after that then. There's no use. Well, as little as Bam is, there's no use of him just fighting at 118 and just jumping right up to 122. No use, man. Your long term goal should be getting up to 122. But as of right now, nah, man, get acclimated to 118. And once I mean, you feel good there. I mean, take a fight at 122, whatever the case is, see how you feel there, and then go after anyway, man. I don't think NUA moving up anytime soon. I think NUA gonna go to 126. I don't think so. NUA was feeling the effects of that weight move up too. When he went up to 122, he was feeling that shit. Niggas was punching harder up there. When that nigga Cardenas punched him upside his head, he was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta break this nigga down. He too strong." Now you and I moving up till Espinoza tall ass move up. That's a hell of a fight, man. Rafael Espinoza versus NUA. I would love to see how NUA deal with that. Yeah, I think 126 will be NUA's breaking point. But understandably so. Like, look at the weight classes NUA came from. Just go look down his box rack. NUA was little, man. The fact that he made it up to 122 is impressive in itself. Once you get into like 126, them motherfuckers are boiling down from 150, 155. Like them, nah. Like NUA started at 10. What he had to start at like 112 or some shit. Probably like 108. NUA started at 108. Come on, man. Come on. 22 might be his cap off weight for real, for real. I don't know if NUA want to try that. I don't even know if he wants to try 126. But at the same time, he did beat Junto Nakatani though. It's like he did wash a lot of niggas that's at the top of 122. Like you just look at box ranking system. Now Junto's still number 2. Sam Goodman. I mean, he can fight a Sam Goodman. I don't know. It might not be much for NUA at 122 to be real with you. He started at 108. He skipped 112. But yeah, man, that was my post-fight reaction. The Ben Rodriguez versus Antonio Vargas 6-round knockout. Beautiful adjustment from Ben Rodriguez. Went through a little bit of fire, but was able to, tame the flame. You feel me? So, much kudos to him, much props to him. Didn't panic, still composed, believed in himself. Relied on his boxing, didn't look for the knockout, didn't get frustrated. And, his offense set up the big knockdown in the 5th round. Antonio was able to weather the storm, but once he got back into the 6th round, Ben threw a beautiful combination, cracked him dead on the chin with that left hand, got all his weight behind that shot. That was an ugly knockout. And now Bam is a 3-division world champion at 26 years old. It's a beautiful thing, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, signing off. Hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful night. I'll be back at y'all with another live tomorrow night to continue discussing what's going on in the boxing world. Hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. Up out of here, man. Peace.